What is up, YouTube? PieFace, got 9,000 here. It's a little bit later. I think it's maybe 8 o'clock. I, the only reason I'm doing this now is because I want this to come naturally. I don't want this to come across as, an obligation. I want this to come across as something that I need to do. So, I did try to make a video on this subject. I don't know how this microphone sounds. I haven't used this in a while. I don't even know if the fucking thing's working. The only reason I'm using this is because I'm trying to drown out some of the background noise in my household on this evening. Um, I want this to come naturally. I don't want it to seem like I'm forcing this to come across to you. For the past um, several months, since October of last year, probably even earlier than that, um, I don't know how else to describe this, and I want to preface everything I'm gonna say by explaining that I try not to have emotionally driven content on my channel. When my channel was still relatively new, and I was just starting out making videos, a lot of my content was emotionally driven, and I feel as though it bogged down the quality of the content I was producing a lot because it was so emotionally driven. So I've been striving to make content that's suitable but also not so emotionally driven. Like I'm fine with showing emotion in my videos. I have no problem with that. Fucking I just released a memorial video for my dog. That fucking that hit me like a ton of bricks, but I feel like a problem that my early career on YouTube suffered is it was very emotionally driven. So I've been trying to stray away from that. Um, the only reason why I'm doing this now is because I want to kind of explain some things that's been happening with me, and I try not to make this a personal thing because I want my audience is my priority. Whenever I come on here and I make videos, my audience is always my priority. I need to clip my fucking nails. I try to not conceal my personal life, but I try not to make it the focus of my videos. I try to make my content in such a way that you can watch it and not be drowned out by all this shit going on in my personal life. I don't want that to happen. I want people to be able to watch my videos and be able to enjoy them without me shoving my personal life down their throats. So, um, yeah, I don't know how to explain any of this, so I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and explain it the only way I can. Um, yeah, life has not been on my side recently, and um, I hate saying it like that because it sounds so fucking played out. Like, oh, it's me against the world. I hate doing that shit because it's so played out. And like at a point in my life, yes, it did feel that way, and for a while, it probably was when I was younger. But I've thankfully been able to grow as a person, and I've been able to get myself out of that, and I've been able to get in a position where I'm mildly content with my current life. Like, I have just about everything I could want. I have just about everything I could need, but um, I'm not saying I want more, but yes, I am saying that I want more. And that's not just limited to physical needs, not like my wants and desires and whatever else. It's coming more from a personal level. And I don't know if I'm going to upload this or not. Um, I I did make a video on this before. I tried making Turkish delights. It failed, and that's when everything started taking a fucking nosedive. Is whenever I recorded that goddamn video. So I'm gonna try and upload this. I'm gonna try and make it a little shorter. Um, so I made a video a couple weeks ago, just trying to loosely explain what's been happening with me, and I don't want this to come across as a therapy session for me or for you for that matter. I don't want it to seem like I'm in need of help. I need to there's things that I can't explain through typing this out. And I was initially thinking about making this a post, but I I lack the skills to articulate whenever I type what I'm feeling, and I feel as though this is the superior option anyways because I can get it across more coherently and I can have it be tangible to some degree. So, yeah, things have been in a constant consistent nosedive since October of last year. Probably I'd say around Halloween. I don't want to get really specific, but a lot of it has to do um, with my friend groups, um, relationships that I have, pe- friends, people I've lost, pets, even for that matter. Um, I've just I've lost so much in the short span of how fucking long has it been? Like 6 months? October, November, December, yeah, like 4 months. And I hate doing this because it's so unnatural. Like I'm so used to sticking to one formula of content that this feels so alien, right? And like I said before, I try not to do this, but I'm in a position where I don't have another choice. And I want to make it clear that I am appreciative of the support that I'm receiving in real life and on my YouTube account. I am I am seeing it and I am grateful for it. Um, it feels a lot of times like there's less support than I need, and this is an issue I'm having chronically in real life. I don't have any of these issues online, which I think is absolute bullshit considering that I try to be outgoing and I try to be a very social person because at the core of my personality I try interacting with people because that's just who I am, you know. So, interacting with people has been hard for me because I've been in this space since October where I can't trust anybody anymore, and I can't trust myself to make decisions to better myself anymore, and I can't trust people who I thought I could trust. But then again, I was too stupid in the moment to see that I couldn't trust them. So I ended up, trusting them. And I don't want this to seem like it's targeted at anybody specifically, but if you're watching this, you know who you are. I'm just saying that. I'm not angry about it. I'm trying to be calm because recently my anger has been getting the better of me. And I really would like it if I didn't because it's reflecting the actions of people who I grew up with who were not the best influence on me when I was impressionable. So I I've been trying to control it and I've been trying to get better at it because I know that it's wrong what I'm doing. But it's hard not to when I can't have the simplest things in life. I'm trying to be cordial. I'm trying to be calm about these things because I don't. There's no need in manufacturing a conflict when there doesn't need to be a conflict. I find it difficult to do that when I when I've been put in this space against my own will where I don't have any other choice but to make these decisions that are bogging down my mental state. And like I said, a lot of this is my fault, partly, for thinking that everything was going to be fine forever. Um, I very quickly learned that yes, nothing lasts forever. I don't know what it is, but um, things have just been going really horribly for the past 4 months. Um, yeah, this year's not looking up for me. Everything was fine until the teens, I'd say, of this year. I I want to be optimistic. I'm trying so hard to be optimistic because I know that it's a new year, and I know that there's so many new things that I can do and things I can change. I'm finding it hard to be optimistic when I'm already so starved of the basic things that I desire in life and that I need in life. And I'm I'm trying to get through it because I've been through so much worse in my time, and that's an entirely other issue that I'm not even going to talk about that. I'm trying to I'm trying to do this for two reasons: to inform all of you what's been going on with me, and to kind of relieve some of the pressure on myself, because that's what I've been doing. I've been pressuring myself to be the best version of myself. The best version of myself doesn't truly exist, and I don't know why that is, because I have an image of my best self, and I've been trying to apprehend. Well, no, not apprehend. I can't think of the word for it right now. But I've been trying to achieve this image of my better self for years. Mind you, this is something that dawned in my early teens when I first started thinking about this. And like I've always considered myself as being neurodivergent, not being easily swayed by self-consciousness, but recently I feel like it's I've gotten to a point where I'm so self-conscious that I'm losing sight of who I am as a person. And I really would like to take a break from everything. And I talk about, I can joke around and say that, oh, when I was growing up I had this and this, and that's all fun and games. Um until I realized recently that I'm so hung up on my childhood all the time because I took it for granted, and the entire my entire childhood was just me complaining about how bad it is, when now in my modern life I realize how much I had and how much I lost when I eventually matured and when I eventually aged. And that's why I'm trying to avoid my childhood, is cuz I know that yeah, it was a little rough around the edges sometimes. Sometimes it was great, sometimes it was not as great as I'd like it to be. But when I compare my life when I was on vacation 2 years ago to my upcoming vacation this year, it's such a stark, jarring comparison that it's actually so baffling. I don't know how else to explain it. It's so confusing to think how different my life was 2 years ago. Like 2 years ago, I was a freshman. I Where the hell did those 2 years go? 2022, I was a, I was a freshman. I was literally just starting to get into historical menswear. That was 2 years ago. where did those 2 years go, right? And it's a whole. It could be a whole thing of, oh, reality's just starting to kick in, and it's a free to pay to play thing. Nothing's free anymore. And for a while it did feel like that, and I've come to terms with that. However, I don't like making comparisons to my past and my future. Recently, that's not been the case because yes, my past has been a little rocky sometimes. Um, but like I said, I don't really have much to be optimistic about this year because I'm already getting a huge inside look to what this year's going to be like, and I'm not excited for it. And I may be justified in not being excited. I may not be. I don't know yet. But from what I've seen, from Halloween of last year up to this moment, I have absolutely nothing to be excited about because so much has happened in this span of time, and it hasn't even been 4 months. It's been 3 months and a couple weeks, right? This this happened so recently, and yet it's still affecting me all this time later. And I think it's so bizarre because I try not to hang on to these little tiny things because I don't have that much time left to be hanging on to these things. I'm not going to be in my teens forever. I'm not going to have the freedoms that I have now to be gloating on these things, right? But the biggest takeaway for this video for all of you is that I'm going to take probably a couple days or weeks. I guess we'll see what happens, but because God fucking knows with how things have been going recently, I wouldn't be surprised if something else comes up in the next couple hours. I'm just the takeaway of this is that I want you all to know that I'm not doing okay, and I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to better myself, and in the process, I need to take a break. I can't really take a break from anything else, so I'm trying to get control over what little I have. So, yeah, I don't know how long. I'm probably going to make a couple uploads here and there. I'm probably going to work on the Sounds of Vacation playlist a little more, or album. Um, I don't know what else to do. I'm in a position where I don't have that many other choices. So, this has been Private Scan 9000. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.